parenting a young child comes with its difficulties. Families can come here to get support and advice on things such as toilet training and discipline. High school graduates come here in hopes of increasing their chances of finding a job and their potential income. For many, these hopes have been put on hold as Canada climbs out of the economic recession. A group of Bolivian musicians play traditional music outside the Austrian parliament. They are supporting their president's calls for the legalization of coca leaves. He is speaking at the UN anti-drugs meeting in Vienna. President Evo Morales highlighted Bolivia's historic connection to coca.
The peoples of Bolivia, not only the indigenous peoples, but the miners, the trappers, the students, the whole population, consume the coca leaf, and there is no data in the world that provides that this coca leaf has an adverse effect on human beings.
In Bolivia, coca farmers and users defended coca leaf use. Thousands took part in the demonstration. Many were chewing what they call a sacred leaf.
We want to show our worldwide brothers that coca is not what they think it is. Today there are countries that demonize coca. We want to say that coca is not just for chewing. It can be used for ice cream, shampoo, cakes. Through industrialization, it can be made into tea.
Bolivians are continuing their century-old tradition of chewing coca. The Bolivian government says it would rejoin the 1961 drug convention if changes are made. Nanette van Doorn, Western News. One of the hardest things seniors face is when to give up their license and independence. Bev and Ross McTaggart don't move too quickly anymore. They both have Parkinson's disease. Ross lost his license over a year ago after failing to pass a road test. He still has the letter the Ministry of Transportation sent him.
I learned to drive in a one-ton pickup. I had a double clutch. It upsets me every time I read that letter. Living here is going to be okay for a while, but then when it comes to a point where Bev can't drive, then what? What I see is doing then is to go to a facility where it's assisted living.
The McTaggarts need to drive to get to their closest grocery store. Ross says the loss of his license was the moment he lost his independence. Bev now has to drive him to all of his appointments. In 2009, a private member's bill was put forward to introduce restricted licenses for seniors. Seniors would not have to road test on the 400 series expressways and would only be allowed to drive on secondary roads and city streets. Michelle Crone worked together with a London MPP to introduce the bill. It failed to pass, and now the MPP who introduced it is no longer in office.
Hi, darling, I'm home. There's nobody to go to bat for us. I think the politicians, they don't realize that one day they will be old too and will be in the same predicament. They don't know what it is like to be trapped at home and having to beg for, these small services.
Dan Prokop says only certain parts of driving are difficult for seniors.
And now, to keep their independence, to keep their freedom to come and go as they wish, now they have to do that expressway. And if they haven't practiced it and they haven't done it for quite a while, it's extremely stressful and extremely dangerous.
Jan Polgar studies senior driving at Western University.
When somebody loses a license in our particular culture where we depend so heavily on the car that there's social withdrawal, there's greater increases of depression, they become more dependent on people.
Bev is driving to the grocery store. She is out in the car almost every day. For now, she is able to handle that much driving. Bev says she and Ross will take the future one day at a time. As the baby boomers age, the number of drivers with cognitive and physical impairments is set to grow. Finding a way to balance road safety while allowing seniors to maintain their independence will be a challenge for future governments. Nanette van Doorn, Western News. Welcome back to Western News at 4. Violence continues to erupt in Syria under the crackdown of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Western governments and the Arab League seek his resignation, but Russia and China remain opposed. The U.S. now seems to be considering the possibility of arming Syrian rebels. Mila Petkovic has more.